Hello everyone, hey, it's 5 p.m. and you know what that means? It's time for Discuss It with Drake. Say it with me, Discuss It with Drake. So, welcome to episode number 3. Tres, uno, dos, tres. Drei, eins, zwei, drei. Yeah, okay. Today's topic is going to be home staging. So, first off, I know I mentioned last week that I was supposed to have a guest with me today. Well, a slight scheduling error occurred, so hopefully that will happen next week. So, today you get me. Are you ready? So I get a lot of questions regarding staging when a client's home is about ready to come on the market. They ask, should we stage, sell some furniture, donate some furniture, buy new stuff? Well, their answer is, depends. So in a perfect world, the idealistic listing would be vacant, freshly painted, and staged by a professional. But let's get real. Most of the time, the homes I sell are still occupied. My clients are still living there. So not everyone also, of course, has the luxury to buy their next home prior to selling their current one. So not only that, but the cost of staging sometimes isn't necessarily a cost some of the sellers are willing or even able to fit into their budget, because it's not necessarily cheap. So why is staging important in an empty house? Well, some buyers actually don't have the visual capacity to imagine what the room would look like without furniture. Same as some buyers don't have the visual capacity to see through all the clutter in an occupied home. So on that topic, what's the number one obstacle sellers need to overcome usually when approaching coming on the market? Well, you guessed it, it's clutter. So you definitely want to declutter. That is almost always the number one offender. Let's talk about shelving. Okay, shelving items. You want something that's an odd number, because that's proven happier on the consumer eye. So think of the numbers 1, 3, and 5. Okay, and you can make them in big clusters, small clusters. You also want to try and show the baseboards in the room. So if you're in a room and you can't see most of the baseboards, that means you've got too much stuff in the room. Okay. Just try to think less is more. Just same thing with bookshelves. You want to show at least 50% of the bookshelf empty. Okay. Closets are the same way. You don't want to stuff them full, because it just gives a perception that there isn't enough room. Even if it's full, there's room for everything, you want to empty it out. So a great idea actually is to look at your closet, because there's always seasonal things in your closet, right? So the rule of thumb basically is, if you aren't going to wear it for the next 3 to 4 months, pack it up, store it. In the garage it goes, okay? That's what you want. You want space. You want to show space. There's also, let's talk about some staging stats. So basically, 59%, almost 60% of agents will agree that home staging actually is going to increase the dollar value that the seller is going to receive. Almost 40% of the agents actually will also agree that it actually will decrease the amount of time on the market. And why is that a good idea? Well, have you heard of stale listings? Well, stale listings are listings that have been on the market for quite some time, 60, 90, 120 days, and people aren't looking at them anymore. So you never want to come from the point of view of, oh, we're not in a hurry, we'll wait. Well, if you're not in a hurry, you shouldn't put your home on the market. Because if you're saying that we're not in a hurry and we can wait until we get our price, not a good tactic, okay? Hopefully you understand that. The National Association of Realtors actually show that home staging can actually increase a buyer's offer. Statistics show that 29% of offers show a 1 to 5% increase. 21% of buyers' offers actually are somewhere between 6 and 10. This is not making any sense. Okay, so keep in mind that this is all market specific, because real estate is not, even though it's a national topic, you cannot say something about real estate to hold nationally. Okay, in fact, you can't even say something that's a blanket statement for the whole entire state. In most cases, it's not really even county specific. Okay, real estate trends are normally hyper local. Okay, not even city to city. In most cases, it's neighborhood specific. So, if you are going to stage, what are the most staged rooms in the house? I think you can probably guess the first one, right? The first one is the living room. 73% of people will try and at least stage the living room because that's really where you get your, I don't want to say first impression, but that's where you get your second impression. Because first impression, curb appeal, and we should talk about that sometime too. The kitchen is actually second at 64%. You got the master bedroom, blah, 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 blah,